Mike motherfucking Jones.
Who?
If you would have asked me 20 years ago, almost today, if number one, I would have had a podcast.
Man.
And number two, if I would have had Mike Jones sitting right in front of me, I wouldn't have believed you.
Wow. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I appreciate y'all because we all successful in our own way. So it's like we really finna dive in and really let the people know how we all got here. You know what I'm saying?
We love that. I know you traveled to get here today, so I really appreciate you. You know, this podcast just came out. We've only launched about 2 or 3 episodes. Okay. I know you did your research to figure out if we were crazy people.
I know y'all.
And we are crazy people. But I'm glad you took the time to come out here. We really appreciate it. You have a lot of exciting things to talk about, old and new. And a lot of people haven't heard your backstory, so we're super excited.
If you're from the South, anywhere in the South, you know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Especially since his genius in marketing was
Mike
Jones and his phone number. And
everybody still knows your phone number. When I said you were going to be on here, ask me how many people on Instagram DM'd me your phone number.
Man, that's
281.
crazy.
Still today.
We still got it.
281
Before we leave, I'm going to call y'all from the number.
You still have it?
Yeah, I'm going to call y'all from it so I can see it pop up for the viewers. So
who still answers it? Is like a text service or answering service?
It's like fans. Like they calling 24/7. Like I can't answer them all. Like so.
I thought you would have cut that off by now.
Nah, I mean, that's almost like my lifeline because it's like phases in life. Like in the beginning, it was used to, because people start booking fake Mike Jones shows.
Oh.
You know, like the movie Janky Promoters, that era was going on. So my grandma was the one who gave me the game to do something ain't nobody else done. Like you got business cards, but people throw them. So I had to get creative and do something that was gonna be memorable. So I wanted to put the number in the song to where you can't throw this card away. This one that you're gonna always remember. And eventually it became a phenomenon. Then I started getting booked for shows. Then next thing you know, people start booking fake shows. So I had to give out the phone number so fans can call and, hey, Mike Jones, you gonna be in McAllen? Hey, Mike Jones, you gonna be in San Antonio? I'm like, nah, I got a show over here. So I was able to save some of the fans from spending money. And then it just kept going through different levels. You know what I'm saying?
So I know you got like 2 or 3 other phone numbers too. There's no way that's your only. That's not your solo.
I mean, one for the plug and one for the low.
There you go.
Yeah.
So let's rewind the story all the way back. For those of you watching who don't know who Mike Jones is, you've been living under a rock, number one. Number two, he is from Houston. We're all from Houston. Where in Houston are you from?
Yeah, North Side, North Main, Studewood area, kind of like.
Yeah, so my corporate office old corporate office was on Studewood. And then now it's still in the Heights. So you're from the Heights area, North Side in the Heights.
You know where that Pruitt's mortuary at?
Yeah.
That was like my stomping ground. Like that basketball gym, like where that little park right behind the Pruitt's. We used to hoop there all the time. Like that was.
I know where the Shipley's Donuts is over there. That's one of the originals. Hot ones every 5 minutes.
Come on. I'm trying to tell them like it was a lot birthed there. And even though I kind of made it, I still think about those times and moments, a lot, because it made me who I am today.
So do you still have a place there?
Not no more because I moved my family out. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because that was always the goal, because it gave me great memories, but it also gave me memories while we needed to get somewhere safe. You know what I'm saying? So I finally, got the family safe and just kept trying to learn life. You know what I'm saying?
So do you have kids now? You married?
No kids.
Single and ready to mingle? No.
Hey, no
maybe,
kids.
Maybe got a lovely lady back there. I don't know,
I got a lovely one. Yeah, but I ain't got no kids. I mean, like I say, this life is really like, from my perspective, is really like, once you pop it out, you can't put it back in.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, we know.
Right.
I didn't think I ever wanted kids. It wasn't until I was 35, I was like, well, I'm getting old as shit. I better free some eggs before they're rotten.
But see, you was already successful, I'm sure, by then, right?
I was just starting to come up at 35. And I worked for a really long time. It took me, I'm sure like you, 5 or 6 years before I saw $1 from all my efforts I was putting in.
See, like me, I was 19, high school dropout, had to find a way. It was no structure for me. I had to create a structure, if that makes sense.
I read that you were flipping cell phones in the beginning.
Yeah, because...
So tell us about this. I want to know who you were as like a kid. Were you always a hustler, even back in the day? Because obviously you were hustling yourself in music. How were you as a kid?
Before the hustle, I was always just a creative. Like I always was like dreamy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Boom, I want to play NBA. Like my player was Allen Iverson. I wanted to like play basketball because I can really play basketball. So I was doing everything the schools was saying for me to still play basketball. But then when my parents had to switch locations, UIL rules kicked in. So now I got to wait a year. You know what I'm saying? And then
So when y'all switch schools, you can't just go straight and play.
you can't just go
I
straight and
didn't know that.
play.
So where did you go to high school?
I went to Booker T.
Okay.
In Booker T, Washington. That's in Studewood. And then we went from Booker T to Nimitz. Then from Nimitz to Eisenhower. And by the time I got to Eisenhower, that's when I met my homie Slim Thug. He was going to Eisenhower.
Okay, that's
I was
You know
right.
what I'm
wondering how you
saying?
met all
And
those guys.
we was high school friends then. He was graduating, you know what I'm saying? And me, I was just still trying to figure everything out.
So was he already into music at that time?
Well, he was underground famous.
So you were into basketball. You meet somebody who's into music. Was this like your gateway to start
Well,
getting into music and
Nah, at
getting
that
an interest in
moment,
it?
all I was thinking about was selling phones. Like you was asking me because
What was out back then? Like a
you got the
sidekick?
Motorola two-way page me, give it to me.
The wood
Oh,
grain.
pager,
The wood
yeah.
grain.
It
Remember
was
the
the
wood
pager.
grain
When
flip
Jay-Z
phone?
was like,
That's
give
what
me
my
that
dad got
funk,
me
that
for
sweet,
Christmas.
that nasty, that Gucci stuff. Like when Jay-Z was singing that song back then
Yeah.
for real, like that was the times I had a plug and I was able to get phones. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always was, when I knew that the basketball wasn't going to work, I had to, okay, I got to do something. Like, I thought basketball was going to scholarship me up, take me all the way up. Hey, we here. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on the draft. But when real life kicked in, I had to really come up with something. I didn't want to be 30, 40, still trying to see how I was going to make it make.
So when you're saying you're hustling phones, were you just getting somebody who worked for someplace selling you
Well,
stuff for
nah,
cheap, or how you getting
I had
phones?
a plug, and the plug was giving me
pagers and phones.
phones. I'm talking about not just no regular phones. I'm talking about touch tone, Palm Pilot phones. Like these phones
The
was
real upgraded shit back then.
$1,000 phones, but it was before its time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was getting the plug, I'm going to my high school, Eisenhower,
Selling them at
and
the
I'm
school.
selling them. And Slim Thug was one of my homies who was buying the phones. And how long this phone gonna be on? As long as it's on. And people were just flexing because the phone was working.
So what
for
were
a
you
long
selling these
time.
phones for? What were you
I
getting
mean,
them for?
the
And what were
number
you
was
selling them
high.
for? Like
It was-
$500 a phone, you were paying
It
$100
was,
for?
it was a little more than $5. But yeah, I was getting it on the, see, this is what it was. My homie who was giving me the phones, I was looking out for him because I was already doing some hustling away from the phones. You know what I'm saying?
We know what you're saying.
Yeah, we was hustling away from the phones. So we was like, man, we got to do something that's just more friendly. You know, so we kind of got into the phones. Everybody want a new phone. Everybody want a new pager. This the new Motorola two-way. Boom, you can beam each other. Damn, how much that phone is? That's $1,000 phone, but I'll give it to you for this. And then the man started traveling that he really do got phones, and I'm on it right now, and I got the cool phone. Jay-Z was just in the video with the phone. Now I got the phone. So everybody started gravitating, and the hustle was good. My homie got jammed up. The hustle stopped. You get what I'm
Uh-oh.
saying?
So then you had no money.
No, I still had money saved up.
You had no more money coming in though.
I had no
you
more
had to think of a new
cash
hustle.
flow
Yeah.
coming in, right? So I was thinking like, damn, I don't like that feeling. I don't like having a high and then the high stop. So I got to come up with an everlasting high, if that's making sense to you.
Yep.
Well, that's good that you had that happen early on.
Right,
That's
I
a
had
question I'm
that-
going to ask later. You
Right.
know, when you hit it really big, how do you keep that? How do you keep that money train?
So what I started doing was I started creating property of Mike Jones shirts. The shirts that you see with the 28130, right?
I remember that.
So I was getting the shirts for like $8. I was selling the shirts for $50. And that was a hustle, right?
Were you already had a mixtape out or a tape out or
Oh
anything?
yeah, we was already
Okay.
on. Like I got with the house in 2002. 2003, I was already on, getting paid for shows, traveling.
What year were you selling the phones then? Was that the late 90s?
The phones was in
Because you were still in high school, right?
Yeah, 'cause you're 1981, right? So we're both 1981.
yeah. See, the phones was in, I want to say 98, 99.
Okay.
Because I was supposed
you're
to graduate.
Last year of high
Ish.
school, yeah.
Junior, senior.
Yeah, I was supposed to graduate because remember I told you I kept going from
Yeah.
Booker T to Nimitz
Yep.
to that. Each one of them took a year. So by the time I finally got to Eisenhower, I'm junior, to senior now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
So what did you do in that 2-year gap between that and then the music? How did
trying to figure it out because in that 2 years, like I said, a year in that 2 years, my homie got jammed up with the cash flow that you was asking me about because I'm thinking this shit can last forever. Like I'm good. Like I mean, I'm always get the phones. I'm always be straight.
It never does.
Right. So a year in them 2
Unexpected,
years,
yeah, totally unexpected
now I'm a
pickup.
senior. It's like, oh man, basketball, nope.
Mhm.
The plug, nope. What's going on? Like, I gotta find something out. So I was like, you know what? All I got is me. So I started promoting Mike Jones. I started promoting the property of Mike Jones shirts. You see what I'm saying? I started going to.
Was it Slim Thug that got you into it, or were you
Nah,
just
Slim was
You just happen to know him.
Yeah, I just happened to know him because when I got to Eisenhower, I knew he was the famous kid. Like, you the famous kid. You kin to Mark Zuckerberg, but Mark Zuckerberg didn't blow up yet.
Yeah.
But that's like Slim was. Slim was already around the school famous. He was already on the Swisher 9.8 tape, Swisher 9.7. This was coming to 9.9, so he already was hood famous. Him and a guy named Lil Mario. So they already was like the frontier faces for Swish House. So they was already famous. You know what I'm saying?
How did you even know that you could rap though? I mean,
because I freestyle.
So you always freestyle.
Again, I'm a creative. I love to create. I'm freestyling about me finna pull up in the Escalade. Now I'm like, y'all, player made. And you know what I'm saying? It just keep
I think
going.
about that a lot. We thought you were badass if you had one of the Escalades with the new grill on it.
Yeah.
Oh, and see, I eventually got to that point,
Hot.
but it took the dream to bring the cream, if that makes sense what I'm saying. So you got to fill the mind up with hope and wishful thinking, and you got to, hey, I can do this. Everybody's saying I can't, but I can do this. So they said I was crazy for getting the T-shirts. I started running up the T-shirts. Then as I started blowing up in the music from mixtape to the main album, I'm selling the T-shirts. I'm wearing the shirts every day like it's my suit, like it's my wardrobe. And everybody like, he wear the
uniform.
same thing every day. He wear the same thing every day.
Hey, Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day.
They didn't understand it, right? But once the song back then blew up to the masses and started selling millions, then the phone started going crazy. Then the shirts started getting sold out. Then people started trying to reprint and repress up my shirts a different way. So now I realize,
so now you're copying.
Now
The
y'all
best form of flattery is
me.
copying, yeah.
Yeah, now y'all copying me.
So now you know you made it.
Yeah, now I know I made it, and now everybody is kind of doing a 281-330-8 some number. Everybody kind of start going with the wave, but that still wasn't my cash flow yet. I'm
Well, how did you even get in a recording studio? Who kind of gave you that gateway to record that song, or did you do this on your own?
Well, see, okay, let me go back. See, okay, when I dropped out of school, and I realized in that 1 year, once my other plug got jammed up, I got to do something. I started making shirts. I started making little hood CDs. I started rapping off other people's music.
So what the kids don't know, back in the day, we used to burn CDs.
We used to burn CDs.
Yep.
And they ask the young kids on the internet, what's burning a CD? They're like, I don't know, lighting it on fire.
No.
Yeah,
Don't light it on fire.
You were ahead of your game. Now it's social media. They got it easy. They can just make a song and everybody can see it.
See,
You had to hustle.
Social media really enabled a lot of kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I saw the power of independence, paying for a CD, pressing it up, and making 10 times my money. All I had to do was put the audio of what I believe in into the CD, and if it get hyped up enough, you're going to buy it. So that takes time. It takes wishful thinking.
So where were you? I mean, because a lot of people don't have this hustle. It's too easy for kids nowadays. Mm-hmm. I mean, these people go from like nothing to something in 5 minutes because they don't know how much grit you had to put into this.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. We had a lot of influence around Houston, Texas. Like, I mean, no lie, like, we on the south side right now. You know, you got Rec Shop Records. You got Fat Pat. You got all the other stars that was doing their thing, so I'm seeing them doing their thing. I'm seeing everybody else doing their thing. I can do that. So I'm like, this ain't nothing. UGK, you know, Fifth Ward Boys, Ghetto Boys. Everybody's just, as I'm still coming up, I'm not nobody yet. I'm still coming into the game, but I'm watching my surroundings. It's just like you with the cosmetic world. You said you coming to take over the city, so you got your mind on it, you know what I'm saying?
No, I was popping trunks in the Home Depot parking lot.
But you see what I'm saying? You got your mind on it. So when you came with that mindset, how can I network here? How can I network here? How can I do this here, do this here?
I did a lot of shit for free for a very long time just to get my name out there, yeah.
And that's what we was doing with the mixtapes when we was rapping on other people's beats.
So were you going to the clubs at night and trying to promote yourself? Were you hustling at the Shell gas station in front of
selling shirts and selling CDs?
The Galleria like other people do?
It was 2 strip clubs, right?
Which ones?
One was called Ice Cream Castle. No, they was butt naked.
I know, I've been there.
One was called Ice Cream Castle, and one was called Harlem Nights. Shout out to my boy Chris and Red. They owned them, right? So they let me just come in there and do me. They like, boy, I see you on the ground. I see you hustling. Do your thing. So what I started doing, I went to the DJ, and I'm like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm trying to get my music played. And he made fun of me. He like, who are you? And I'm like, Mike Jones. And he like, who? And I'm like,
is that where that came
Mike
from?
Mike Jones, right? And he like, who? He was just being funny, right? So at the time, it wasn't a marketing genius. I was kind of discouraged, like, why he ain't hearing my music? Why he hating? So I went to my grandma, and my grandma is the one that told me, don't worry about him. Get to the women, get to the lady. Like, don't worry about what he's saying. Go see what the lady like. Go ask her what's her name. Go do this here. Go do this here. So I'm going back to the club now. I got a little bit more confidence through my grandma. And now, forget what you saying. Little mama, what's your name? My
Because
name
if the girls
Caramel.
ask for you to play it, yeah,
No, I had
they're
to
gonna
start.
play.
I had to go to him. What's your name? She said, my name Caramel. Okay, what's your favorite song? My favorite song is this. Okay, let me write a song for you. Talking about that tattoo. Talking about this. Talking about how you can do
That's
this
genius.
and do this. So I started doing that from one girl to the next girl to the next girl. And next thing you know, I had all the girls with a separate, dedicated song, right? So now I got the whole
They're playing your
strip club
songs every night
on
in the
ghetto
strip club.
rotation. All I gotta do is coming up with the hat on. I'm just like this here. Yeah, it's going down. So
All of a
then
sudden, you have a whole album at this point.
Right. So yeah, straight up. But it was other people's beats.
Yeah.
Just like how you say you was giving stuff for
Yep.
free. I knew I couldn't make no
Just like a lot of the old Swisher House stuff was all
in the
over.
beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to get my name on. The girls rocking with me. I feel like this is my favorite strip club. The owner say, man, you know we got another strip club over there. It's
Oh,
called Ice
same
Cream
owners.
Castle. Yeah, same owners. So I say, what? So I'm finna go over there now. And then it took me a while. I started getting the girls. And then they started being cool with me. And then I started making this song for Strawberry, Caramel, Delicious. And I started having like 40 girls here, 40 girls here. Mike Jones on ghetto rotation. So eventually T. Ferris, the manager now, Megan Thee Stallion, and he was my manager first and Power Wild manager before he became a manager. So at this time, he was coming into these strip clubs and was hearing Mike Jones got ghetto rotation up in here. Who is Mike Jones? Like, what's going on? Like, you see what I'm saying? So the DJ, the one who tried to play me,
I was like, did you talk to that guy anymore?
back then they ain't want me. Now I'm hot, they all on me. I'm trying to show you where everything coming from. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't never forget nothing. You get what I'm saying? So, exactly. You feel me? So I
Turn me
was
down
just,
and you say, I can't do it. Watch. Watch me, Nene.
That burns me. That burns me.
That's
So,
your motivation, though.
Yeah, big motivation. So I'm just sitting up here like putting it together, and then when he finally told T. Ferris who I was and what I was doing, they kind of low key wanted a little bit of the credit. I did a couple songs from them once they found out that I'm getting with the house.
So how does that work if you do pull somebody's beat from a song? I always wonder this. Are you having to pay them royalties?
I mean, not if you're not putting it out on iTunes. See, now it's iTunes. iTunes was not at first, but
So back then, no.
back then, as long as you're not trying to put it out for sale,
If you're not selling it.
it's all good. Like if you made a song in 2001 back then, and I like your beat, I like your song, I take the same song and I do a karaoke to it. You're not gonna sue me because he just did a karaoke to it. But if he's trying to get on national TV, Channel 2,
Make
and
money on
using
it.
my beat, and I'm suing you, buddy. And I'm gonna use that video to sue you, buddy. So we didn't have that.
But if you get permission, though, are you just having to give them part of the royalties of every song? Or
you
is that
gotta
how that works?
pay, and it's not even worth paying. Hey, I just want to get known. Once I get known, I get strong on the beat to make a real beat. My mind finally got on the future and not just rapping off of everybody else's beat or idea. Like you come up with a makeup line, and now all the girls are making knockoff makeup lines because of what you doing. Because they
That's
see,
happening, yeah.
But that's how it is. So
Sean's like, don't even look. Put them in your peripheral. Don't even look.
and that's what
They're
we
not
had
going to
to
work as
do.
hard as you. Just keep going.
You coming out with the makeup line and the $100 gift card and the cat, they want to come up with the makeup line and the $50. So they watching your moves and trying to recreate up under your moves. And sometimes it agitates you to where you want to, but like
You can't
say,
be
just
distracted.
Stay focused.
Yeah, you have to stay focused.
Before there was social media, you had a personal brand. You were making a personal brand before it was even popular.
Right.
And so he like Mike Jones, phone number. It was like the biggest personal brand, which people try to do nowadays with social media, right? They try to create this personal brand, and you were way ahead of your time.
No, I appreciate it.
Everyone
man.
still knows the phone number and
number ain't
knows the
gonna never
name.
Stop. It ain't gonna never stop, bro.
And if
'cause
somebody says your name, they're like, "Who?"
the number ain't gonna never stop. Like I realized then, like, I mean, I didn't know when I did the number. I did it because I didn't want people to say, "Man, Mike Jones don't never."
But then not know how to get a hold of you.
Right. See, look.
Look at that. Boom.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, is there a voicemail on there?
If I don't answer, but that's what I'm showing you. Like right now, it's you know what I'm
Okay.
saying.
It's legit.
Yeah, so it never stops. So people hit us on here, bar mitzvahs, bookings, everything, calling just to make sure you really in the city because we heard you in the city. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be in Detroit. Oh, okay, cool. We were just making sure you was there before we bought a ticket, baby. So I gained a personal relationship
yeah.
with the fans.
Like
opposed to
what I'm
just-
saying is like it's like with social media now. You did that pre-social media.
Right.
Because that's the whole power of social media is you can connect with your fans now, direct message.
Just like I'm gonna tell you, I don't know, like they got this new app where it's like text now, where all of the celebrities are giving out a phone number.
But it's not their real phone number.
That's what I was telling her. And you did it before it was even, it was like,
that's what I'm
it was
saying.
legit your phone
number.
number.
They criticized me for doing it, but 10, 15 years later, y'all jumping on the wave.
They criticize because they're jealous and they didn't think of it first.
So that's how I look at everything now. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just on my shit until I can prove and show y'all again, because y'all didn't believe me when I sold $3 million out the gate the first time. So why am I finna let y'all tell me anything?
Everybody thinks you're crazy until it works.
Yeah.
So what happened at this? You're at the strip club. You have the guy kind of watching you, and he's like, "Who's Mike Jones?" So how did you hook up with him, and what happens next? Did he become your manager? He's like, "I can produce you."
You talking about T. Ferris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
the guy who was coming to the strip club and started hearing you.
T. Ferris started coming in there. He started checking it out. And when I found out who he was with, you know what I'm saying, I eventually got with the Swisher House. And when I got with them, that's when we started doing the mixtapes, which are also on other people's beats.
So who owns Swisher House? Something 5,000?
Michael Watts. Michael 5,000. Michael 5,000 Watts.
So who else was he producing at the time?
No, he was like a DJ.
Oh, he was a DJ.
Yeah. He, like how you would say like a DJ Screw is on the south side.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael Watts was like a Screw DJ on the north side. So
no, I'd hear a lot of rappers always mention Swisher House. I just thought he was the one producing.
Yeah, see, Swisher House is the label. And Michael Watts was, you know how like you hear Khaled, We the Best? Khaled is the name, the face, but We the Best is his label. So Swisher House was the label, and Watts was the face, the DJ.
So who was on the label at the time, I should ask?
Yeah, who was with you?
At the time, it wasn't even a real label. It was an underground label. Okay. People rapping on other people's beats just to get up, just to get a notoriety.
You came up with them then?
No, I wasn't there at the time.
Okay.
Slim Thug was there before me. Like I was saying, when I got to the school, he was already famous because he was already rapping on these mixtapes with Lamario, Blindside, Lester Roy, all of these names. It's about 15 Swisher House guys. They just freestyling it on just freestyle on it. And even on Screw side, they was freestyling on other people's beats. Everybody just trying to get on, just trying to get a name, right? Then eventually, Swisher House decided to make a label for real. That's when it became Swisher House, Swisher Blast. And that's when it became a real label. I came in, but I was there a little bit before it became a label.
So 2005, was that your first hit, right?
Nationwide.
2002 is when I got with the label. Because like I said, I dropped out 99, did 2 years grinding. They got me in, they signed me in 2002. I blew up 6 months after I did a mixtape. Did a $250,000 sold with Ballin' Underground as soon as we dropped it in 2003. Now we starting to get fame.
So momentum, yeah.
Yeah, the momentum, now it's growing. Now 2004 coming, we do Still Tipping the song. You see what I'm saying? Now the labels coming messing with us 3-4 months after that. 2005, now everything is wild, gone, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Now they're paying crazy just to appear crazy, just to show up. It's crazy. So it was new, founded to me, but at the same time, I was still just trying to understand how it's gonna be 10 years from now.
Yeah.
20 years from now. Which
you want to be able to keep it going.
Right, which gets me to the point I was gonna tell you is that we finally found the cash flow, which is we still own the masters. You see what I'm saying? So we still eating off the royalties.
Even today.
So y'all still get royalties from everything. You still own everything.
So how did you know to sign? I mean, I don't really know a ton about the music industry or the back end, legality part of it. How did you know so early on? Because so many people have been fucked over in the music industry. Gotcha. I do know that because they signed the wrong kind of deal from the very beginning.
It's almost like you being friends with Kylie Jenner and y'all both in the same marketplace. And she giving you some heads up tips that the average woman won't be able to get because they're not friends with her.
The other rappers were telling you, don't sign this, make sure you have this.
Not the rappers. I knew Dino DeValier, and Dino DeValier is who signed Cash Money to the $30 million pressing and distributing deal. He the one that gave them the deal. Dino DeValier is out of New York. You see what I'm saying? And if people bought my Ballin' Underground DVD, you will see when we went to New York to meet Dino. And I gained the 100ness from Dino from then. Just like today, I meet you, we get in contact, I'm learning game from you about the cosmetic, I'm learning game from you, so I'm always gonna stay making sure that I cross my T's and dot my I's. So when I got with Dino and we got up there and was trying to see what was up with him, he was always schooling me, letting me know what to look out for, what not to do.
So he wasn't your manager?
Nah,
or was he? He was just helping you out.
He worked for Universal Records.
Yeah, so he was just helping you out and telling you kind of heads up.
Being real.
Yeah, a mentor. Yeah,
he just was being real.
So how long did this go for? And did you change record labels at some point?
Well, now I got with Swisher in 2002, and then we did the deal in 2005. I'm not with them no more, but that deal has still got us together.
Oh, okay.
And I'm still getting royalties and publishing every quarter because I own the masters. And then in a certain time, I get all the masters back. So I'm just eating off the royalties and publishing until I get all the masters back. That makes sense, right?
How long before you get them back? Like how many
10
years?
years, because it took 30 years. So it's already been 20 years next year. So once 20 years come, I just got to wait the next 10.
How do the royalties work now with all the like iTunes, Amazon, Spotify,
That wasn't
and
around
Pandora?
when
Like
it
how do you
started.
get?
All of that is added to the streaming side.
Okay, so let's go back. So when you first signed your deal, I mean, they didn't have all that shit. I mean, iPods were brand new back then.
Right,
So
right.
obviously it wasn't written into your original contract.
Correct, which saved me.
Yeah. So how I mean, when all this stuff starts becoming popular, and at first artists are freaking the fuck out. They're like, I hate this, right? But then you realize, oh wait, we get to be a cash cow. So how do you make money off of what's playing now? If it's one of those like
Yeah, how do the
Pandora
streaming services
platforms?
pay?
I knew, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you an insight. I knew when streaming was coming, when we got paid from Jamster.
Oh my
I don't
God.
know if you remember
Before
Jamster.
Napster.
Right. So do you remember Jamster?
I don't remember that one.
Do you remember?
I do remember Jamster.
Right. So
I was real young, so you had to have
watch
been young
this.
too.
So T-Pain, I'm in love with a stripper, did 5 million ringtones. Remember ringtones?
I remember that. I do remember that.
Jamster was a part of the ringtone.
I
game.
Well, also on MySpace, that was my cover song.
Exactly. So that was all in that era.
So you were even get paid on that stuff
So
too.
the ringtones was what, $2.99, $3.99.
I do remember that.
Artists would get $1.
That's
The
still
other
pretty
artists would
good.
get $1, so everybody ate off that. So if the ringtone did 5 million ringtones times $4, you do the math off just the ringtones. So we all was eating on different things, which wasn't initially in our contract because we didn't know about social media. We didn't know about Jamster. We didn't know about all these things. But since they already had our makeup line in it, you still gotta pay us and then hit us with the laws later. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they.
So
had
as long
to
as you
do
own the
us.
masters, even if they play it on Spotify,
Right.
any new platform comes
Right.
out, they're gonna have to
Now,
pay you a royalty.
If you look at like the Taylor Swift, right? She's huge, big, right? And the game of it is she can't get her masters back. So I'm gonna give it to you like this. Imagine you got people signed to your makeup line, right? They're signed under a deal to where you're getting 90%, they're only getting 10%. So of course you're gonna keep them in the spotlight as much as possible because you're making 90% more of the money than they are, right? Because if it would have been the other way around, y'all would have been turned these lights off and would have looked for another girl who could, you see what I'm saying? So that's why they kept her never falling off.
So when she goes on tour and grosses $1 billion, is that part of her deal with her?
She free now,
Oh, okay.
but the last 20 years.
So she signed a 20-year deal. You had a 30-year deal. She signed a 20-year, or is it just across the board?
By law from the copyright, once you put an album out, you got to wait 30 years for the album to revert back to the owner. Unless you take an advance.
Is that what she did then? Because it's not 30 years.
You
yet.
had to because it ain't even 30 years and you already saying you can't get your masters back.
Yeah.
So you had to sign something to keep you from getting it. We waiving our rights of ownership. You know how they got them contracts. Right. And you don't realize that when you're young and when you get older and you get better counsel, then they telling you, you know, when you was
But now she's on her own, so she makes
she
100%
balling
of
out of
everything.
control now.
So she's like, I'm cutting my losses. I'm not going to wait the full 30 years on the old stuff, but the new stuff
the
going forward
beauty
is
of her
online.
situation is that she never left the screen.
Yeah.
And it's partially because they was making 90%. So we gonna keep you in the screen. We gonna keep you in the screen.
They'll put a bunch of
Remember
money
when she
behind
was
you,
on TV telling everybody how my label won't let me buy, you know, remember that? Yeah, she was on TV letting everybody know how she can't get the music back, the label taking this and taking that, so she was being vulnerable to her fans. And her fans helped buy her new masters. So she re-recorded everything that they initially didn't want to give her back. And when she redid that, now this one is worth
I'm
more.
surprised that's illegal to do that, to re-record those songs.
She's the owner. She's the owner. Long as you remake a new master, you could do that.
I feel like now with social media, you think it took a lot of power away from the record companies? Because back in the day, they would do that. They would sign people to
I
those
think
deals.
it's equal because they made so much off of her 90% for 20 years, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? My catalog was worth 500 million plus. So now she just had to go back and recreate it, and now she got her catalog at the same amount, if not bigger than her past. And it's the same songs. It's the same songs. So she learned the game and applied the game. You know what I'm saying?
And she's a hustler. She does not stop.
Right. But I'm
I don't
just
think she's got a
showing
personal
you.
life outside of that. She just keeps going. She is balls to the wall.
But I'm just showing you. It's just imagine we do a
Yeah.
deal, right? I'm in construction. We do a deal, and you sign a 30-year deal with me. But then you like, man, everything I'm doing, I'm only getting 10%. I'm going to tell everybody, this is the guy. Come to the guy. This is the man. You're going to feel like, dang. But after 10 years, you're going to take all of that and still get all your money back finally after 10, 20 years because you've been famous for so long. You've been on the screen for so long. The best you could do is milk this and return it around to tour and make money and suck it back up for what you lost already. You know what I'm saying?
So were you rapping this whole time? Was there ever a point that you stopped and started getting into other endeavors, or did you just keep going?
We got construction, and me and my producer, we made like 400 songs that's not even out because we know that we get the royalties and the masters. So we don't have to rush to do other endeavors quickly. You follow me? Because we know let's plan this, let's put this together, let's do this right. Because when the time is right, it's going to be right. You know what I'm saying?
So when you said you do construction, that's what Sean does too. He owns an oil and gas company, but he also buys investment real estate.
Right,
is that what
right.
you've been doing too? You've been buying what, commercial, residential, or you?
Well, me and my partner, it's really like we built it from the ground up. I can show you some of the stuff.
New construction.
Yeah, so we built it from the ground up. We get it for way cheap on the square footage, and some people be charging $250, $300 a square foot, overtaxing, you know. But
Is this in the Dallas area?
yeah, it's really, we can go everywhere. But
Dallas is blowing the fuck up right now.
it started
money
in
to be
DeSoto.
So after 2004, when the one Still Tippin' blew up and you were nationwide, what happened after? Like, what happened after that?
After 2004, I mean 2004, it was bubbling because we had BET Uncut. We was starting to feel, okay, we getting on TV now. You know what I'm saying? We got a real record now, not just mixtape songs. We got a real record now, and now we're getting attention from here, but we still got to put an album out. We still ain't solidified yet. We still got to put an album out. So we got to work, and that's why when I was telling you earlier about as you came to Houston to take over the cosmetic from every section, you on the South, you on the North, you on the East. So I'm from the North side of Houston, but I didn't just want it to be an all North side album. I went to the South side and got Big Mo. I went to the South side and got Lil Kiki. I got different people on the album to show that it's an overall Houston project, opposed to just me being stingy with the light. You know what I'm saying?
And then the collaboration right there is probably just catapulting it
Yeah.
at this point, because now
But it
all
was
of their
the
fans know
mindset
about you.
and my creativeness that I told you when I first sat down is that if I didn't have the creativeness, I didn't care. I would have just did whatever. But I wanted to make it look good. Like, I'm a fan of Big Mo. I'm a fan of what he did for the city. I can't be famous and act like I didn't know what this man did. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, let me do a record where I'm merging with him, where we showing love with each other, where North and South together is H-time, not just divided. So that was always in my mind.
Was it easy to get them all on your record back then?
I mean, it was a process, but it was respected.
Yeah, so that's what I
think they
meant.
respected me for even
Reaching out.
taking the risks and the journeys. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to just, oh, I'm famous, he gonna come do it. Nah, man, you better come on and put the work in. So I got cool with D-Rec, you know what I'm saying? And D-Rec did my movie. I had a movie called The American Dream. And he did the Dirty Third movie, Rec Shop Records. You know, it's his label. Had Fat Pat. He had, you know, a lot of legends. And he put a movie out called The Dirty Third. And I was so fascinated on how he did it and still kept it Houston, kept it Texas. I wanted him to do that for my movie. And we did my movie called The American Dream. And BET wound up picking it up. And I'm like, okay, we getting somewhere. We go, you know, we're starting to go somewhere. It's starting to get right. And then right when the album came out, that's when all the success just really started hitting.
And what year did that album come out?
The Who Is Mike Jones album came out in 05.
Okay, that's what I
The
what I
American
read.
Dream came out in 06.
That was a lot. You're trying to run around, you're trying to make a new album, you're trying to push what you did, you know, before, and that's really, really hard to create.
Yeah, it was a lot going on.
And all the traveling is fucking miserable. You're going all over the U.S.
I looked at it like a president that's trying to campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
You got to go promote.
if he can do it, I know I can, and I'm trying to promote me everywhere. So I just woke up and took it up the chin and just kept going. You know,
So who did you look up to when you were younger as a rapper?
Yeah,
Who was your favorite rapper?
man, I ain't gonna
Are
lie
you
to
East Coast
you.
or West Coast?
Man, really, I'm gonna start with the South first because it's what I seen. Like I seen like your Scarfaces,
Okay.
your Willie D's, your, you know what I'm saying, Bushwick Bills, you know, the ghetto boys. Like that's
Or the
relatable.
slow rap. Yep.
It's relatable. It's like, man, those some ghetto boys and they doing their thing. Like, okay, so it's not really about look. It's not really about nothing but skill and authentic. You know, so I was like, okay, they being authentic, I could be authentic. And then you came your Big Mics, and then you came your other stars, and then Fat Pat just came through with the Devil Now, and then Big Mo just started coming through singing and being melodic. And I'm like, man, okay, so I was in my own bubble. Now, I had other people like your Big Papas that I like, your Jay-Z's that I like, but they was more far-fetched. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These people that I'm naming, they more, I see Houston, them every weekend on Houston TV. I'm peeping like, okay, I could do this. This, I'm on this. I could do this. It was just all iron sharpen iron. You know what I'm saying?
So who do you listen to today?
Shit, Mike Jones.
You're like, I don't have time for anybody else's shit.
Yeah. Like, I listen to me, but I listen to a lot of people. Like, as far as like from hip hop to R&B, like I like female rap. I like female R&B. I like male rap. I like male R&B. I learned to just be more open and just be more, and like even Strong, he's more younger, so he be putting me on a lot of stuff too, as far as like
out of your comfort zone.
Not just out of my comfort zone. It's just like I be so busy trying to just perfect my stuff that I be kind of needing to know what's coming in and what's, oh, okay, damn, I ain't never heard that, and that's hard. You know what I'm saying? And it just helped me just stay adapted to the culture.
So let's talk about what you're doing today.
Okay.
What do you got going on today?
Well, once I learned everything I was kind of like telling y'all, I wanted to change the game in my way. Because like I was telling you, like a lot of artists sign with labels that they trust initially. And then when you find out the label's screwing you, you got bittersweet taste in your mouth the next 20, 30 years, even when you're 50, because you regretting what you gave away. So I wanted to do something where it's called the money train, where everybody can fit on the train and everybody is getting equal pay. Everybody eating, everybody getting the lessons of the game, and nobody getting screwed. Me and Strong did a deal with Buffalo Wild Wings, and they came and used our song that he produced called I Got the Sauce. And they was playing it all in the commercials.
That was genius, yeah.
We started doing licensing deals. And once we started doing licensing deals, it really just opened our mind up as far as like, you know what? We don't have to be rushing to put out an album just to please this or please this. We got a company that's tied to 8,000 companies that just want us to send them jingles. And they're paying to, wow, like I'm just sitting back there like.
Yeah, you're all going to make one for us next.
Yeah, well, definitely go do it.
No, we actually said that.
We need an intro. Like we need a good intro.
A royalty-free song in the beginning, but we're like, we're just going to meet the right person at the right time, and we're going to have them like customize something for us.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
So let's meet the man off of the camera that we keep pointing to over here so we can hear more about who he is.
The one and only, man, my boy Strong, I'm on the beats, you know what I'm saying?
The man behind the scenes.
So let's hear a little bit about you. So tell me how you got started, where you're from, how you hooked up with this guy.
I'm from Mississippi. I got into music from my dad. My dad was in a band called Freedom in the 70s, and he did a big song called Get Up and Dance, which was sampled by SWV, and it was in a lot of movies and stuff. So
I'll have to listen to it. I probably know it.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you to sing it, but I don't know.
Yeah. But he really got me into music, and just following him and being inspired by him. And I have a cousin, Young Deuce, which was with Mike, and he introduced me to Mike.
Okay. So when you first got introduced to me, well, not introduced, it's always been a part of your life. What was your instrument of choice in the beginning?
I played trumpet.
Okay.
And the marching band at first, and then I got on the guitar, bass guitar at church, and then I started learning piano a little bit.
Okay. So how did you learn to use all this equipment? Did you know somebody else, or did your dad hook you up with somebody so you can learn it? Were you inside of the recording studio? Well, I guess you weren't because you were too young because you're 5.
No,
I don't know how old you are, but how old are you now?
Literally,
you look so
5.
young.
Oh yeah, right now. But I was 5 in the music studio with my dad.
So that's how you kind of learn how to use the equipment. I think making beats is fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but I've been around that kind of stuff before, and it is fucking hard. There's a lot of moving parts to that.
It's technical, yeah.
And to make it different and all kind of layered
together. But it's fun creating.
So you meet this guy, y'all start making beats. So tell me about this commercial you guys just landed.
Well, what's crazy is we did the song, like, 2016?
Yeah, I think 2017, yeah.
Right? And we took the song to a couple labels, we ain't gonna bash them, and they didn't see what we saw.
Yeah.
So we took the song and put it back in our backpacks and just kept doing what we was doing. Years later, Buffalo Wild Wings reached out to us saying that they need this song for their commercial. And then that's when the journey began.
So every time they play the commercial, you guys get a royalty? Is that how this works?
They paid us on top, and then we get paid off the drop. So yeah, we good all around.
Oh, that is awesome. Have y'all made beats for anybody else, big names like that for restaurants or any other?
We in the makings with a couple. The sync licensing deal that we did with the company, they're over a lot of other companies. So like Jimmy John's.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a lot of.
Once you get
Jimmy
one,
John's,
Yeah,
and you
that's
get
a
your
good-
portfolio,
Arby's.
then the rest
Yeah,
of them,
Arby's,
the rest of them
yeah.
just it's the first one that's hard to get. Wasn't for you guys, but usually it's the first one's hard to get. But once other people hear it, they're like, "Who is that guy? I want him."
It's like a domino
But see,
effect.
really, the deal kind of was too like they didn't want the song to be with multiple companies at the same time. You feel me? It's just like if you get the song, I got the sauce, and you trying to promote this, you don't want the other people in the 8,000 in the. Well, I want to run the song for a year and then they can run it.
Do you mean because it's a franchise? Is that what you mean?
It's
Under
like-
that same brand?
No, it's a brand that owns multiple restaurant
Yeah, it's
brands.
8,000 different companies up under this, and Buffalo Wild Wings was just one of the 8,000. And
Yeah,
then,
so
like
they're
you
going to
said,
come to you
Jimmy
guys
John's
and
is
look
the
for
other
more
one.
for
And
more
then-
songs for different brands.
Right, but each one wanted to use the sauce record. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Buffalo, it wouldn't make sense for Buffalo's to pay us a check, all of them paying us a check, and then all of them trying to run the commercial at the same time. So it was like, no, let's just make it make sense. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So right now, it's all eyes on Buffalo, and then we letting them run their course, and then, because we got the same agent that reached out to us initially for Buffalo, and they attached to all the other ones, so they're not going nowhere.
So how does the label work? How you said you're going to go and share it with artists and mentor them and make sure they don't make the same mistakes that a lot of young artists make. Like, how does the label? How are you distributing the money? Do they own part of it, or?
Oh yeah, he co-owner. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we both co-owner.
What about any new artists you bring on? How does it work? Like, how do you?
Well, we try to get him the game, but some fall by the wayside. He'll tell you. Some get it, some don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just understanding. I know for me personally, when he brought me in, just saying, hey, he was an open book, let me know everything that he went through with Warner and Swisher and everything, and just saying, hey, this is how we need to do it going forward. We're gonna be transparent, split everything down the middle, you know, and anybody that we bring in the same way is no need to be greedy. We can all eat. And so far, it's been show and tell. I've been with him for 12 years now.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, we've been steady moving and just educating us. You know, he taught me a lot about taxes and, you know, being able to what the different levels of taxes, having write-offs and all of that. Yeah.
You'll have to keep listening to the show. We have a bunch of people coming on. It's mainly to help people get more knowledge about, because when you're younger, you make all the wrong decisions. So that was the whole point of the show. We have a bunch of high-level tax guys coming on, pretty influential guys though, that I think will be huge, because I made the same mistakes you did early on in business. Because you don't know, you just like,
Yeah.
School of the hard knocks. You
Yeah,
don't.
you
No one
wing it.
teaches you. Even if you would have gone all the way and gone to
See, the
college.
beauty-
yeah,
they
you don't
teach
know.
that
They don't
short
teach.
ass
School
stuff.
doesn't
That's what
teach
we
you
were
The
anything.
beauty of it is that he didn't make the mistake.
Yeah,
And I kept him from ever having to make
seeing
them.
and that's the whole point of a good
Right.
Have a mentor.
a good mentor.
Yeah, 'cause I don't want to just have them around me and we just kicking it and chilling, and then I'm setting them up for the bad.
Right.
I'm around your family, we kick in, and then in 10, 20 years, you like, wow, you was foul. Like,
Yeah.
That's why we started the. That's what.
disappointment. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
what we doing?
That's
like,
why we started the podcast. We want to make sure a lot of younger people or anybody starting in business or music or anything, they don't make those same mistakes. So hopefully they get some type of value from it somewhere. And so that's why we're trying to have on people like you. Yeah.
So is that how you had to learn the first time that you got a tax bill? You're like, motherfucker.
Well, see, I got a tax bill because whatever number that I made, they said I made more than what I made.
And where were they getting their numbers
so
from?
let's say, for example, you making $3 million a year, right? But the company that's paying you the $3 million tells the IRS that you made $5 million. You don't know nothing about that because you just paying the tax on the 3 that you got,
Yep.
right? And then the government waits 6 years to come get on you about that too.
So they're like, this 1099 doesn't match what you turned in. So where's this extra $2 million?
Right.
You got to pay taxes
And
on
I
that.
didn't know nothing about that. So by the time it got 6 years in, the interest, and so then they froze my account 2011, put me in an installment agreement. So the big money froze. But through the years, they realized that I was telling the truth. But what saved me was still getting the royalties and the publishing consistently
them.
coming in.
And they get on your account, and if money comes in, they pull it right out, right?
Right, but that's just for the personal name, but everything was in the company name.
And I think this is something that, all types of entrepreneurs, artists, people, Even if you went to college, Sean didn't, I did. So he went for like a hot minute. I went all the way. There was no tax and accounting class. There's no life class to teach you how to do shit, unfortunately. And that's what he wants to create one day is like something where, like an entrepreneurial, like a school where you can go in and really learn the hard facts to kind of skip through all the bullshit that a lot of people run
About
into.
real life, yeah.
People didn't know what QuickBooks was. Or like, I'm running this business, I'm building homes. If you're building homes and you're flipping houses, you already know you got to keep up with your expenses. You got to keep up with your repairs. You got to keep up with what's coming in, or otherwise you're going to waste all your money and time and realize you made $5.
Right.
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 And what a lot of people don't know is that you got to put like 40-50% of your money back, because you don't know when you're going to have a slow year. You don't know when you're going to have a slow month, when the money's not coming anymore, and you got to start investing in other things. So I hope you've already started investing in real estate too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that's the best thing to put your money in, to have the mailbox money in the future.
Right. We learned that through COVID. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because when
Exactly.
COVID shut down everything, so it wasn't any shows, anything, but us being able to have the masters and the royalties and the publishing coming in,
that's huge.
that kept us afloat. So when the shows is a no go, we still get that consistent flow. And,
And now with these new licensing deals, shit, that seems like a good route to go.
So to go back with the Apple Music too, do you have to agree to get your song on? Like if I'm going on Instagram, for example, and I want the background of my reel to have a Mike Jones song.
Yeah, how does that
okay?
work? Do they pay you like a?
Do you have to get Instagram? Do you have to prove that with Instagram that they're able to have that music on there? Where they
No,
pulling the music
all
from?
of the stuff that me and him own, we got free rights. It ain't nothing for, if we got a song tomorrow and we upload it, it's no issue.
So the artist has to upload it to be available on Instagram.
Cause we the author.
Right.
Because you want that. You want people to use your music because it starts trending and then they start buying it too.
Well, you
But
want
you're
it
not
to
getting
be-
paid on that.
You want it to be labeled.
So they're not pulling from like Apple Music or something. This is something that you have to upload to say, hey, I want my
Right.
music
It's
used
almost
here on
like you
Meta.
got to get the barcode. You got to get the, you know what I'm saying? It's like
That
your
is so
child. You got to
interesting.
get the social security number. You got to get to where that's your child. You got to mark the territory.
Well,
as
one
far
thing
as
they
like-
need to work on is me as a business owner, right? The videos that I get the most views on, okay, I had my first one go viral recently, did 3.7 million views.
Okay.
They won't let you put music on it and boost your post. Why is that?
Because in their mind, they know they got to deal with the other side, which is the label. So let's say, for example,
Yeah, you got 3 million views on his
I
song.
know, but that would have been
on
great
his-
for him if he approves it. If
know.
Mike says, great, you can use my video and boost the post, and all those people were going to
let's
see
say
it,
you
right?
use the song "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It," and you slid it up in there. You know that song, right? I'm sure you heard
Yep,
that
yep.
one, right?
Katy
So-
Perry.
Right. So if that song being up in there, her whole label that owns 90%, because she only got 10. We don't care that you're a fan of her. We don't care that you thought
That
it
is
was
crazy
cute
how
to
small that
slide
percent
that in. We're looking at the whole totality. So if you got 3 point something million views with our artist song playing in that, we finna take you to court off some petty shit because of this, and this, to the point where you're gonna say, you know what? I'm just taking the song off.
Yeah, well, that's what happens like on
It's not-
YouTube when
it
I was
becomes
first
not
on it.
worth it for the artist.
Right. Because it's really the people who got 90% of the artists is the one that's fighting you.
Yeah.
Not the artist that's only getting 10.
It would
They're
be
really happy
like-
that you, oh my God, I
Yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
I use all of her makeup every morning. Oh my God. Yes, I will approve it. The label like, hell no. We got 90% of the money. You better shut up.
It's just crazy to me why it doesn't really make a difference. If I'm doing it as a non-business owner and I'm just posting a picture of me and him at the park and the
But see,
kids
they're looking
got
at
the
the
music playing in the
potential.
background.
They're looking at the potential. 'Cause we live in a world where potential takes stuff off quick.
Oh yeah, they do. YouTube will get
potential.
you within the AI
You
gets you
remember the
within
dude?
seconds.
I don't
It's
know
like
if you
we're
remember
cutting
the
you,
dude
no
that's
sound
on-
off.
It was a dude coming from some restaurant, I think Whataburger or something. And the girls was making fun of his outfit. And he like, what, I ain't fresh? Now they gave him a whole sponsorship deal. He never knew that was going to happen. We in the world of endless possibilities. So we seeing a video that got 3 point something million views. Everybody not doing that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't sit up here and do numbers like that and still play dumb like, well, it was just for karaoke. I would just go. They're going to be like, all right, 75,000. You know what I'm saying? Or we
They just mute your shit. They don't ask
I'm
any
just
questions.
telling you how
Yeah.
I get on. So yeah, you an entrepreneur in the making, and we not got time for all that fake shit. You gonna pay us, you gonna do right, and you keep going. You know what I'm saying?
So has there been anything in the past 20, 25 years since all this started? Anything that you are regretful of or you wish would have gone in a different direction, or you think
I
that would have
just
changed
wish
your
I
path?
would have been around people that was more loyal to the game, like I am with him.
Yeah.
Like he ain't been doing nothing but going up since he been here. Like he already talented. He was doing that before he met me. But to merge with me and we help each other and he can learn, well, he ain't never got to go through a pitfall. He got a child. So you don't want to get to a level and everybody know your name, your face on billboards, but it ain't the money where it's supposed to match up with. And then you mad at the person who you put trust in to get in and do these type of deals. So I think it's just my best thing was to each one teach one. So the best thing I could do was reapply and practice what I preach and do right and show you how it's supposed to go down, and you'll see what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
It'll come back to you for sure when you do business that way. It'll come back.
It's all 100, man, because I really believe in that, dog. It just really disappointed me for people to play those games when everybody don't come through and sell millions of views or get millions of records sold, and it just showed me the greed. Yeah. But now the Masters is here, on the way. They coming at a high rate, you know what I'm saying? And even before I got them at the high rate, I was living off just the publishing and royalties. It's a lot of famous artists that are not getting publishing and royalties, to where they gotta stay doing shows. You don't got that, COVID going on, I gotta go move some work. Yeah. Cause I ain't get that coming in every 6 months, so I can say I can chill, hope everybody all right. Now I gotta get out here and roll up my sleeves and find something going on because the CEO took off with the royalties and the publishing. They thinking like that. You looking at how famous they is, they looking at how to survive and keep that float up of that look. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I wanted to let the world know the 100ness of what's going on. We good over here.
That would
this
be
is my
really
witness,
tough.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We ain't doing no tripping, dog. Like, we just want to get back to the 100ness of the game. And I can't wait.
And let your artists make money.
They already making money, but I'm talking about to a point where, let's say y'all got money. We all got money, right? But if the IRS come freeze $22 million, and then they eventually say, well, you know what? The money that you're making from your Caroline, we'll let you keep getting that, which is about $700,000 a year. And the money that you're making from your construction, I'm sorry we held $12 million, but we'll let you get $600,000 a year. Yeah, you still richer than a lot of people, but you ain't able to do the stuff that you used to be able to do. Cause we got money froze. 15 over here, 12 over here, 27 last time I counted. You know what I'm saying?
Are you done with all that though?
We getting to the end of it, right? So like I said, and when they finally seen that I ain't get what they said I got, it's something called a penalty interest abatement. And it's all getting set up to where we in for the long haul. That's why we ain't doing no tripping, because I ain't really in no rush to make no book for what? The story not done yet.
So you got that, and you're gonna get your master's back. So it's about to be.
I ain't never signed I ain't never take no advance.
So we're gonna see you on a yacht.
Yeah, it's
I ain't
about
never
to
take
go
no
down.
advance. See, a lot of people, when
10
you
years,
take the
make out in the
advance,
Mediterranean.
it's just a lot that I had to learn, man. And I just really, once I understood what all was going on, I just didn't want to keep playing that rat race. You know what I'm saying?
So when you're ready to walk away from your label, though, is there contract terms you have to finish out as far as a timeline, or you can just say no new music with you?
Well, no, we walked away from the label, but we still got something in stone that's paying us on the assembly line.
Yeah, I understand that. I just didn't know, at that point, do you have to stick it out for like another year when you know you're ready to go?
So this
or
really
do you
what
have
it
to
was, right? It was, let's just say, a 5-album situation, right? Now, that 5-album wasn't just all for me. It was a collective. So you got me, you got Paul, Paul Wall. You got other people that was all a part of this deal. So I put in 2 projects, he put in 2 projects.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it already kind of damn near got done.
Now, did I see something with you on a football field or something with Paul Wall and something about a tour, something happening? What is that?
Texans,
Tell me about that.
Well, really, we kind of started on the tour. It was a still tipping tour, but a lot of people are so busy, and there's so many dates that everybody kind of already been had. So we was just like, you know what, let's just go and finish the dates we had, and we'll just come back and do it for the 20-year anniversary. You know what I'm saying? So the 20th
That's
anniversary.
That's gonna be so cool. People are gonna love that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be love.
But yeah, I can't imagine getting on everybody's schedule.
Come on, man.
At the same time, everybody's busy.
I think now because of the added hype, and it's 20 years, you can't get this again. Like, everybody gonna come together to make it make sense.
It was like getting everybody to the Super Bowl.
But
like, how the fuck did they pull that off?
But you see they get in there. Because they see what time it started and what time it is. You can be playing all you want to, or you're going to get in and people drop pride to come inside. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's love. I'm trying to tell you what it is now. So, like, everybody is bracing up. Right before we got here, we pulled up. Shout out to Trillburg. We pulled up.
I was just about to ask you if you're going to go to Trillburg. You can't come here without calling Bun B.
Right across the street.
There.
Tell them what we did.
Yeah, Big Pokey Day. We had to do it.
Was he there?
27.
Nah, Big Pokey passed away, but...
Oh, no, Bun B is Bun B.
Bun B, he wasn't there, but when we got there, they had it all set up today, June 27th.
You made their fucking day.
Oh, it is. I didn't even think about that.
Today, June 27th, Screw Day.
Screw Day.
So we went there and took the picture, show love.
We did this on purpose. We
Oh,
put it
yeah.
on-
See?
Come on now.
June 27th. Mike
Yeah.
Jones,
Come on.
Success Formula Podcast, June 27th.
Yeah, everything's
It was all planned.
So what did y'all think? Is it your first time trying the burger?
We had it before at the Texans
Yeah.
game.
Okay. It's so fucking good.
The game you talking about when we see me and Paul on the field?
Yeah.
That's when we tried it then. Yeah.
Yeah, we go after work. I drive by and the line's long. I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going. But I've gone
Thank
there.
God. So when we pulled up, they came and gave it to us right out. We was able to make the call. So shout out to the
We actually
store.
said they said they were almost here, but I bet you anything with a chill burger.
Yeah, because it's right across the
It's
street.
literally across the street.
I didn't know
It's
that
so
till we
easy.
got here. I said, oh man,
And
we
you
got
gotta
time.
and you gotta eat it there because it's fresh. You can't wait. But I don't know whatever he does with that sauce, and then he has those onions. It was so fucking good.
Man.
And so if you have not had them, those smash burgers are the best in town. If I'm gonna have a burger, that's where I go. The fries are good too. He's got his own cola.
Oh man, the
Man.
fries.
The fries was hidden. I can't lie, the fries was hidden. I told him, I said, yeah, them fries hidden.
Yeah.
So before you guys head back, where else are you gonna go? Is there anything else in Houston that you have like must do before you go home?
Just say what's up to the people, and just let them know the grind don't stop. It never stop. You know what I'm saying? Like the lifestyle that we all accumulated is because of the grind. When you first asked me, like, well, how you gonna find another assembly line? Like I was grinding trying to find one. So now that I got one, I don't never want to get too complacent of having one. Like I told them before I got here, we trying to find another assembly line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you want to go back.
Well,
Right. You know what I'm saying?
that in purpose, like liking what you do, loving what you do. Now you got 50-50,
Yeah,
teaching
I
them the
love what I
game.
do. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a big thing too,
Like
to
you
keep
say,
you
my
driven,
name,
to keep
my
you driven.
legacy is gonna
Yeah.
stand more than just me trying to rip off somebody over some money that might get changed and not even be real money no more in the next 10 years. So I done fucked up a 100 in this person behind some money that ain't even gonna
But
be
once
what
you
it
tarnish
is.
your name, everyone's going to find out.
Right.
And no one's going to want to work with you. And then there goes your
Not even
opportunity.
greedy. So
Yeah.
everybody's gonna know you as greedy.
Right.
One thing I learned from him in business, everybody just as not everybody, most people, as you know, in the business, they get greedy. And whenever there's a 50-50, they want to be taken. He said to me a long time ago, if you're in some sort of deal and there's a questionable something or other happening, always give in favor of the other person because it's your name, it's your credibility, and that's what your legacy is going to go down with you. If word gets out that you're greedy, no one's going to want to work with you. So if you're ever in a situation where it's a really a gray area, just go ahead and give in favor of the other person.
Right.
Yeah, and that's the last thing I want people to. I mean, just like you said, I want to have purpose. I want to feel like I did something good in this world, that I had a good, footprint on this earth.
Right.
And does it really matter if I have 1 million, 10 million? I mean, at the end of the day,
I told you it's just a number. You know what I'm
it
saying?
really does become. I mean, when you come from nothing, like him and I did, we really did come from nothing. Neither one of us had anything. Both of us were self-made.
I believe that.
You think Dave Chappelle said it right when he left Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He said, I was sitting at a steakhouse. I was eating the same motherfucking steak as that guy was right next to me. I had 50 million. He had 10 million. We're eating the same motherfucking steak. And at the
Right.
end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? Because the numbers are just a number.
It's just a
You
number.
want to feel proud of what you do. You want to feel proud, of your name and your legacy. So one day when you do have kids, they can be proud of their dad.
And then
Their
also
dad had a
teach
good
other
lineage.
people what
Right.
And even to
from making the mistakes that you
even to
made.
expound on that, like I didn't really want to bring kids into this situation that I'm still learning, that I'm still trying to adapt. Like, can you imagine me having kids in 2005, the IRS freezing all my bread in 2011, me losing my house, and then my kid is 3-4 years old, and I'm having to adapt, and I couldn't fathom seeing me having to go through all that, or my kid. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm like, I'm in it for the long haul. I gotta toughen up, get all this out the way, so when it all come back, I'll be ready for whatever, if whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to have something and then have other things throwing me off because I did something. Like, I just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's never a good time.
Nah.
I wasn't ready even when I had. I'm still not ready, and he's 5.
Yeah, no.
We're about to have another one come. I'm like,
but-
we ain't ready in 6 weeks,
But at least when you did have him and he's 5, at least 5 years ago, you at least had a stability. You still at least
We did. We waited later on in life until
Right,
we
which was
were
smart.
we
You
were
know
pretty
what I'm saying?
stable
Yeah,
and
you were smart to do that.
But I was just thinking I was going to freeze my eggs, and then we were going to try it later. They were like, no, you're an old bitch.
Y'all a team,
It didn't work
though.
like this,
Ain't
you
y'all
know.
a team though, so it's like my game is your game, my losses, but y'all really ain't got no losses. So it's like the baby is coming into a union. You know what I'm saying? Rather you didn't want it or wasn't ready, y'all was emotionally and physically and financially ready together. You know what, baby, I got you. He gonna be the mental supporter. You know,
And I agree, because it would have held me back if I would have had a kid in my 20s. Thank God I never got pregnant. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't at 29, 30 taken a risk. You know? So I get it.
that coming from a woman now. Give my pound now. Give my pound now. Give my pound now.
Yeah, but you got 10, 20 years. Guys are having kids,
ain't doing no
63.
tripping,
You're
like,
not in a rush.
I see it, and everybody that's with me see the light at the end of the tunnel, dog. So we just working for peace of mind. We not really working for no check. We just working for freedom. And that's what we do have, is to a point where
that's when the best stuff happens, though.
Yeah,
y'all are
we
gonna
don't
make
have to
some
When there's no
move
pressure.
out
It's
there.
hard as an artist. I'm an artist too in a different way, right? And when you have that pressure of like, hey, we need a new launch, come up with something now and now, you're not going to come up with your best work. But when you can do it on your own terms and you don't have pressure of a label pushing on you, then that's when your best work comes out.
Oh,
and you can
man.
fine tune it because you have more time.
And man, like we really just, it took us at least 2-3 years to just really see who was really understanding of what we was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because first, like I tell everybody, like he the face of everything that we doing. Because I know what's going on. I gotta make sure that he get it, they get it, they get it. Oh damn, they didn't get it. Oh damn, they didn't get it. Okay, he's still getting it. It's just like somebody didn't take the time to read a book to help you really get to what it is, but you steady in my face asking me how did I do it? How did I do it? Like I put the instructions right there. You didn't even
Nobody reads.
You didn't even want to
Nobody wants to take
listen.
time. Everybody's got too
Forget
much.
read. You didn't even want to listen.
I know. They all have ADHD. All of them.
But it's still my fault though. You get what I'm saying? Like what we doing? Like so, I just rock with who rock with it, and that's just really what it is. You know what I'm saying? So by me making my own come up, I just wanted to make the future come ups more smoother and everybody transparent. We ain't hitting you like a lawyer where you gotta pay us $500 to learn what's going on. I'm telling you what my lawyer
the
just
knowledge for
told
free,
me.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just got the
I
phone
paid
my
it,
lawyer.
now
I'm
I'm gonna
paying him
spread it.
$450 an hour. Just what I'm telling you what's going on. When I find out what's going on, I bring it to the people.
Well, it's awesome that you're taking the time to mentor them too. You don't know what this means for this guy and any other person that you bring under your
He
wing.
passing it to other people too. So
That's good.
it's
Keep passing it down.
man, that's what it's about.
That's the point of the podcast. The whole point is like, hopefully we can pass that information to people that are listening.
And one thing I learned from Sean, I was going to say earlier, now's a good time to say it again, is one thing I learned from him in business. You know, everybody just, as not everybody, most people, as you know in the business, they get greedy. And whenever there's a 50-50, they want to be taken. He said to me a long time ago, if you're in some sort of deal and there's a questionable something or other happening, always give in favor of the other person because it's your name, it's your credibility, and that's what your legacy is going to go down with you. If word gets out that you're greedy, no one's going to want to work with you. So if you're ever in a situation where it's a really a gray area, just go ahead and give in favor of the other person.
Yeah, business is a long game.
Yeah,
You're
it's
playing.
a long game.
That's what you're playing right now.
But he has.
You're
such a
not
good
playing
reputation.
for. You're not
Tell
playing
that
for.
quote
You're not
you told
playing
me
for
the other day
2025.
about the lonely. What you said?
Oh yeah, making money is a lonely man's game. I heard that one too.
Yep.
It's a lonely man's
He
game.
always
really
tell
is.
me too. You got to be in it for the long haul.
It is.
You can't. Yeah.
And you can't surround people who are moochers or going to take
Yeah.
from you or going to bring you down. You got to have like-minded people that are going to bring you up. It's a waste of your time to have that. And it sucks too because you don't want to be that person they say, well, he's changed since he left the hood. You don't want him to say that. But at the same time, if you're bringing me down and I'm trying to go this way, I need to be with people who are going to bring me up.
Come on, right? You know what I'm saying? And even in the times when we first was getting together, the people around us want us hurry up and drop. When y'all dropping something? When y'all dropping something? Y'all not helping us with the budget. Y'all not helping us get out of this situation. Y'all don't even understand what's going on. Y'all just trying to keep us to be in perception with everybody else. Okay, we put out a project now. What? Put out another one. Put out another one. I'm like, what? You think I'm finna waste out? No, I'm not finna do it. Y'all can have that. We on chill over here. And then we just showed an example of us using one song that Buffalo Wild Wings came through and surprised the whole game. We didn't even have to give y'all an album. We just got a song that a lot of people passed on that y'all wish that y'all didn't pass on now.
Now they're hearing it.
Right.
Back then, you didn't want us again. So it's like, yeah, as soon as it went down, I sent them. I showed it to him. I sent them. I say, look, boom, boom, boom. He's like, oh, wow, dope. I say, yeah, that's the same one y'all passed up on.
Now they all on you.
Yeah, I got to. You
I
know,
told you.
I got to just let you know because you let me know.
Yeah.
I came to your office out of respect and you looking at me like I'm less than what it is, and now you see that we ain't doing no trip in, you know what I'm saying? So We just got to.
That's the best part though, is putting on your face and saying, "Boom, bitch." Look
Hey.
at that.
Yeah, that's the
Hey.
best. That's the best revenge. It's like, see, I told you it
Probably
was
making
gonna
more
work
money
out.
doing that
Yeah.
than you are with the labels with such a
Yeah.
small
Yeah.
percent.
Oh yeah.
So when you come here, do you look for new rappers? Do you look for new talent?
Yeah, how do
make some
y'all
connections?
find people now?
We
They
like it to
find
be
you?
organic. It just it fall on us. It's organic.
Yeah.
Like if you really want to do it that bad, like you gonna make it done to where you like. Let's say for example, like if I'm coming into a room and this guy sings like The Weeknd, but he never say nothing. How would I know that you sound like The Weeknd?
Well, they still calling you on your phone number, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying is that if I came in and I see somebody who I really look up to, that's a once in a lifetime chance. Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but man, you gotta check out my CD. I'm gonna look at the persistence. Wow. Okay.
The hustle, yeah.
Yeah.
You pass people
That
through the studio.
energy.
Yeah.
That persistence.
You got to have that no fear though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're too much of a P word to, go approach somebody, it's never going to work.
Yeah,
so why would I
you-
put
You got to
business
just
in you
keep
then? It's gonna
self-promoting.
be
You,
like that.
you got to make the t-shirts. You got to put your phone number out there. You,
This your
just
career.
keep putting yourself out there.
It's your career. That's what you said. An artist coming to me. So when they come at me, okay, I see the passion. I see the persistence. Now let me hear the talent. Oh, man. The talent. Oh, man. All three of them look good together. Hey, I need to get you a beat with him. Let's make this right. Now it's starting to look like a manwich sandwich. It's starting to close in. It's starting to look good. It's starting to be packaged. Now it's starting to make sense. We got strong arm on every beat. You know what I'm saying? We got the artists singing, and we got different type of artists. So we got artists that's singing and rapping pain. We got artists that's singing melodic stuff. And before we leave, I'm gonna let you hear a song that me and him got that I want to see what you
Yeah, I was
think.
going
All right,
to
I wanna
say,
hear it.
tell everybody where they can hear your music.
Yeah.
On our platforms,
Yeah.
Mike Jones.
Is there a website they can go to specifically hear your stuff? Is there a YouTube? You guys have a YouTube channel?
You can YouTube Mike Jones Money Train.
Yep.
Anytime you hear it say it's strong on,
Yeah.
that's him on the track.
J Strong Arm 601 on our platforms. Yep.
Okay, well, we'll have to. I don't know if we're allowed to play some of your songs at the end on YouTube. We'll see about that.
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna drop a gem on you. Like, what's that song? He got like his dad, like
I know,
the
I'm gonna look
music
up your
that he did. Artists of today are still sampling from it.
Yeah.
Like Drake.
Yeah, there was a song I just heard the other day. And I was
I
like,
feel like a
had
lot of
no
old songs
idea
are like
it was a
that. Like
woman's
people
song.
are always there's like a
And
couple
they
handful of
using it in
songs in every
commercials, and so I learned even through watching what he and his pop was doing. I really learned just like the music can be everlasting. It's
Yeah,
not
you make
just-
one song, people could use it.
it's
And
not just it's for the summer.
you could get a
know,
royalty
like-
off of it forever.
Yeah, it's not. It could be forever because somebody gonna come 10 years from now, 20 years from now, want to use it in a movie. They paying you. Want to use it for a skit. They paying you. So I'm like, wait a minute, let me reevaluate
I like that though. I like
this
when they
play.
bring back the old
Yeah,
beats.
I do
Like, I think
too.
it was Billie Eilish. I saw it was like 100-year-old song. It was like from the 20s that was she just redid. And I had no idea that was a remake of anything. But I love that too. So I'm gonna look up your dad's stuff too. What's his
Yeah,
name?
we're
Again?
gonna-
Tell me his name.
Freedom.
Freedom. What was
Freedom.
the name of his most popular song?
Get Up and Dance.
Get Up and Dance.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a
Yep.
group called Freedom. Yeah, they big. Yeah.
They
So-
get that song in 1979, and he still get checks today. Got the check.
And that's when I really start understanding the music business.
Yeah, that's the road y'all are on now,
Yeah,
right?
that's
y'all
what
are
we on. We got
trying to make
four-
some everlasting.
We got 400 songs that we ain't even. I'm gonna let you hear one of them later.
Keep it in the
yeah,
pipeline.
but and I'm just want to see your mindset because I don't know if you heard Next to You. You know what I'm saying? But Next to
You
You,
gotta sing it.
like it's a female record. It's a record that kind of
So
went.
hit the high notes. I'm hearing.
No, but the hook go is like I'm waiting, anticipating for you, baby, cause I gotta get next to you, baby. You on my mind, long as we spending time, cause I gotta get next to you. And it was a record that went top 10 in the nation when I dropped it. Now I recorded it in 06 after selling 3 million in 05. The label didn't want me to do sing-song records. They wanted my image to stay hardcore.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about that. So
So it
they
was
kind of push you to do.
Controlling your artistry.
They was trying to, even though I had a contract that said I had creative control. So it was people not wanting.
They still try to push you to do
the
what they
contract
want.
said. So I had to hold the music in my backpack until it was time for me to slide it back out. The record came out in 2009, shot to the roof. So now it makes me think music ain't got no date on it. I did this record in 2006. It came out in 2009. You can't tell me when a hit is. So that's when me and him started really getting together and just boom, that's gonna be one. That's gonna be one.
When are you gonna pull out these 400 songs? Get us a collection and
As we
drop
getting
something new.
closer, as we getting closer to the mark. Yeah. We just did a deal with BMG, and BMG is
Is it like Dre talking about his record is forever and then didn't actually drop it?
BMG is like a distributor,
Give it-
right? And they
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like huge. They work billions. They big, but they're like a Warner. They're like a Atlantic, but they more like behind the scenes. Hey, we just gonna let you distribute it. We gonna let you. They not really trying to take over everything.
Yeah.
Like the other majors would. You see what I'm saying? So we control the masters on this new stuff we're doing with the major label, BMG. So we just been putting records together. He been chiseling them, mixing, mastering it, getting it ready so we can give them 10 songs that we feel that's going to excite the people. You know what I'm saying?
We can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
We
appreciate
better be
it.
the
No.
first ones to
Yeah,
know.
come on. I'm gonna give you a ski taster. I wanna, when you come back and do a little clip, be like, man, I just heard this down record. Man, like, yeah.
All right.
Every
we're
time we
ready.
perform it, they go crazy
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
And you got to come to Houston to do a concert.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on now, we ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be making it do what it do. We're gonna do it the right way. So I'm just excited, man, just to put the time in with him and just with the whole setup that we doing. Like my whole mindset is not the same like it was 10 years ago or when I did everything in 05 because I wish I would have knew what I know now then. I'm glad that y'all got the real, feel the real, and know that it is real. And we'll be back with y'all when we get the masters. I mean, we can have a master party.
Yeah, we'll have you back.
Yeah.
Well, thank
We're
you
gonna have a
guys.
master party, man. Thank
Yeah,
y'all.
thank you
man. I
guys. Thanks for
appreciate it.
coming. Proud of y'all, man. This is
Come on,
exciting.
Thank you, man.
Proud
Appreciate
of what
it.
you're doing too, for real.
I'm below. Y'all keep it going though, for real.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah.
All right.